Hi, party people. So hopefully the product rule that you learned in class yesterday or on day one of your exponent rules went well for you. Pretty easy, right? Keep the base the same, add the exponents. Well, today we're going to work on something called the quotient rule. And if you remember, the word quotient is the answer to a division problem. So we're going to be looking at what happens when you divide two powers that have the same base. So let's head over to slide 2. Here's what we learned. You have 4 examples of what you learned on day 1. 2 to the 4th times 2 squared is 2 to the 6th, and so on. Not hard, base the same, add the exponents. Well, the division problems when you are working with dividing powers will be set up to look kind of like this, what I have highlighted in blue, only this 2 to the squared won't be there. It'll be kind of like this most of the time with numbers, and you got to figure out how to get the 2 squared. Same thing here. Well, the secret to figuring it out is to start writing a fact family. So we took a multiplication problem and we separated it into 2 different division problems using all the same things, just changing the order. Notice the biggest number came first. So let's come down here in our second example and I'll work through that with you. When you click in here, if your keypad doesn't open, click that so you get this. And here's what we're going to do. You'll notice division looks like a fraction. And we've talked about that in class this year. A division problem can also be written as a fraction. In algebra, oftentimes that's what you'll see. So we're going to start off with a fraction. So come down here and click this A over B button so you get your fraction. Now we're going to pick that biggest exponent. The biggest exponent here is the 5. So we're going to write the 3 to the 5th power. So type your 3 right here. And then you remember yesterday we want this button here to raise it up, and we're going to put our 5. And then click down into the next one. So 3 to the 5th. Now pick either one of these numbers. It doesn't matter. I'm going to do the first one just to go in order. So on the bottom, I'm going to put 3. Hit your A to the B button again, raised up to the 3rd power. Next, I'm going to click next to my fraction. Now I can hit my equal sign. And then I don't need another fraction. I just need that base of 3 again. And then what's the other number I did not use over here? Well, I got the 5 and the 3, so 3 squared. So I'm going to raise it up to the 2nd power. That's all I have to do. Use these 3, rearrange the order. But because it's division, make sure your big one goes on top. And then we're going to come over here. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to swap these 2 right here. So again, hit your fraction. 3 to the 5th, because remember that big one's got to go on top. And come down here to the bottom. 3 and then A to the B button. And instead of the 3 here, now I'm going to put that 2 here. Click outside of it, hit your equal sign, and now is when I put that 3 to the 3rd power. Very, very good. Not too hard, right? Didn't come up with any new numbers. All I had to do was rearrange stuff. So do that for the next couple. So let's start with this one. Get my fraction tool. We got 4 to the 11th. So work backwards, and then it doesn't matter which one comes first. We'll do the 4 to the 5th first this time. 4 to the 5th power. Click outside of your fraction, put your equal sign, and then 4 to the 6th. Great job. Nope, not 7, 6. Good job. And then do the same thing, only swap the answer with the bottom number. Hit your fraction, 4 raised up to the 11th power. And then on the bottom, we've got 4 raised up, and instead I have a 5 this time. I'm going to put my 6. Click out of the fraction, equals 4 raised up, and then now I'm going to put my 5. You got it. All right, pause this video, try the last one, and then come back and hit play and see if you get it right. Oops, I made a boo-boo. I don't want the 8 there. I need that to be the 4. How did you do? Did you get the same thing I did? Great job. Pat yourself on the back. Now let's take a look. If I were to block out these answers and I didn't know the answers, right? How would I find them out? 4 to the 12th, 5 to the 12th over 5 to the 8th. And when we got it, we ended up with 5 to the 4th. So what did we do here? What happened to the base? Well, in every single one of these, hopefully you notice, when you divide two powers with the same base, yep, we kept the base the same. And then what did we do to the exponents? We had 12 over 8, and we got 4. 11 over 5, we got 6. 5 over 3, we got 2. 6 over 4, we got 2. Yes, very good. We subtract the exponents. I should put another word in there. There we go, but subtract the exponents. Great, great job. So get that typed in there. There's your super secret rule. There's your shortcut. That's exactly how you skip all of this stuff. You go straight from the problem to the answer. So now let's come over here. This is what a problem will look like. A to the m power divided by a to the n power. So here's what happens. I'm going to go ahead and try something a little different this time. I'm going to make my text big. So what do I do to the base? Well, I keep the base the same. So over here, my base is a. So I'm going to keep my a the same. I'm going to get a new text box now, and I'm going to make it small. And I'll drag it over here. All right, so what happens to the exponents now? Base stays the same. Subtract the exponents. Well, they're letters. I don't know what that would do, so I'm just going to put m minus n. There is, I want to move it over just a teeny tiny bit. But there's how that rule looks and turns out algebraically. So like before on day 1, when you move over, you've got some practice problems. Remember the rule says when dividing powers with the same base, what do you do? No, oh my goodness. We keep the base the same, and what did we do to those exponents? And subtract the exponents. Great job. Now use that rule down here. Okay, use that rule down here. Don't get scared by this negative. Still subtract. It will work, I promise you. Take a screenshot of this slide when you have answered them all. You'll turn that into Echo like before, and then there's a checkup for you to complete. You're going to do awesome. If you get stuck, go back, look at your notes, look at those example problems, ask your teacher for some help. Do great things. Rock on with your bad selves. Good luck working.